Okay, let's dive into a truly incredible story of resilience, community, and ecological rebirth. We're heading over to South Korea to find out how a forgotten piece of land right next to a busy city turned into an internationally celebrated treasure. This is the amazing story of the Pyeongdume Wetland, and you say that like Pyeongdume. So, let's start with a number, 786. What do you think this could possibly represent? I mean, it seems like a lot, doesn't it? Especially for what is a pretty small patch of land. Go ahead and keep that number in your head, because the answer is really what makes this whole story so remarkable.
So, that number, 786, well, get this. It's the number of wild plant and animal species that call this one little place home. And we're not just talking about common squirrels and pigeons. We're talking about seriously endangered animals like otters and leopard cats. It's also a vital spot for absolutely beautiful birds like the fairy pitta. What's just wild is that this biodiversity hotspot is thriving right on the edge of Gwangju. That's pronounced Gwangju, a major city with 1.5 million people. Now, you'd think an ecosystem this vibrant had to be part of some grand, carefully planned project, right? Well, not exactly. Its creation was almost an accident, and believe me, its survival was anything but guaranteed. To really understand Pyeongdume, we've got to go back to its very humble beginnings, as simple farmland. And the key to this whole story is a unique Korean concept called muknan. You say it like muknan. As you can see right here, it's what they call an abandoned rice paddy that nature has just taken back over many, many years. Pyeongdume is a perfect example of this, a place where nature just moved right back in when people moved out.
If you look at this timeline, you can see exactly how it all went down. Back in the 90s, farming stops, and the slow, natural transformation begins. But then, 2020, disaster. I mean, catastrophic rains triggered a huge landslide that just smothered the wetland, burying this beautiful, budding ecosystem. It was right on the verge of being completely wiped out until the very next year when a really unlikely group of heroes decided they were going to fight back.
And this right here is where the story turns from a tragedy into a total triumph. It wasn't just one group or one agency. It was this powerful coalition of local citizens, scientists, and government officials who just refused to let this special place disappear. They decided to save it, together. And their approach? It was absolutely brilliant.
So, how did they pull it off? This wasn't your typical restoration job. They didn't just bring in a bunch of bulldozers. Nope. As this playbook shows, their whole philosophy was to use nature to heal nature. So instead of concrete, they built retaining walls out of mud. And, this is so important, they didn't bring in any outside soil, using only what was already there. This incredible community-led effort was so successful, it even won a national award for being a model of restoration.
And the results of that restoration? Well, let me throw another number at you. 8 out of 20. Any guesses on this one? It's a real testament to just how successful they were, especially for one particular group of animals.
Yeah, 8 out of 20, that's all about the amphibians. Of the 20 native amphibian species in all of South Korea, a staggering 8 of them have set up thriving populations right here in Pyeongdume. This tiny restored wetland became a crucial sanctuary for nearly half of the entire country's amphibian biodiversity. That's just amazing.
So, as you can imagine, a comeback story this incredible, from forgotten farmland to near-total destruction, to a biodiversity hotspot saved by its community, well, that kind of story doesn't go unnoticed. The world started paying attention, and that led to the highest honor a wetland can possibly receive.
And that recognition came on a very specific, very important date, May 13th, 2024. This was the day that the Pyeongdume Wetland, which is located inside Mudeung National Park, that's Mudeung, officially stepped onto the world stage.
It was named a Ramsar Wetland. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, let me tell you, it's a huge deal. The Ramsar Convention is the global treaty for protecting the world's most important wetlands. Getting this title means a site is recognized as being vital not just for the local area, but for the entire planet.
And this achievement is a landmark for a few reasons. Sure, it's the 26th Ramsar site in South Korea, but it's the very first one for the city of Gwangju. And maybe even more important, it's an incredibly rare case of an urban, restored mountain wetland getting this kind of global recognition. It just doesn't happen very often.
This quote right here really says it all. Pyeongdume isn't just a local success story. It's become a model for the entire world. It proves that even ecosystems on the edge of major cities, even ones that have been damaged by disaster, can be brought back to life and become globally significant, all through dedicated community action.
So, getting Ramsar status is a massive victory for sure, but it's not the end of the story. You could say it's the beginning of a whole new chapter, one that's all about long-term protection and sharing this natural wonder with the rest of us.
And they have a really solid plan for the future. The area has special protected status now, with constant monitoring. But what's really cool is that they're keeping the community at the heart of it all through councils and inspiring the next generation with awesome programs like the Children's Wetland Exploration Team. And their ultimate goal? It's pretty ambitious. Get the entire city of Gwangju certified as a Ramsar Wetland city by 2031.
And you know they're serious because they are backing this plan with real investment. Just look at the budget here. You can see the commitment goes way beyond that initial restoration. The funding for management and education is actually projected to increase, which shows a deep, long-term dedication to keeping this incredible place safe.
You know, the story of Pyeongdume is just such a powerful reminder that nature is incredibly resilient, and that communities who care have the power to help it heal. It started as abandoned farmland, it faced total destruction, and it was reborn as a world-class sanctuary. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. What forgotten corners of nature are waiting right now to be rediscovered in your own backyard?